My question is in relation to the a state-owned company called Mineral Resource Development Company, initial MRDC, and the issue around the management of the equity funds that the people of Western Province hold, but it's been managed by MRDC. I want to inform this House, Mr. Deputy Speaker, MRDC is a state-owned company through an act of Parliament called MRDC Privatization Act 1996. Mr. Deputy Speaker, any Prime Minister of PNG is automatically the trustee to this company. I want to also inform you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, Ok Tedi Mine is now a state-owned company after it was expropriated in 2013, with equity distribution as follows. National government holds 67%, the mine villages hold 9% under a company called MRSM, Mine Impact Community hold 12%, a company called MRCMCA, and Florida Provincial Government hold 12% under a company called MROT2. And all these three Western Province entities are subsidiary to this fund manager called MRDC. Again, the Prime Minister is a single trustee to the state's 67% of Ok Tedi. They are 33% equity in Ok Tedi has been a concern. There is no single audit today to confirm that MRDC has invested in Western Province using their funds. Mr. Deputy Speaker, MRDC has used Western Province people's resources to benefit the rest of PNG, especially Port Moresby, Fiji, Australia, with great investments at the expense of Western Province people. And just to name a few investments, we have a hotel called Pels Hotel in Fiji, Hilton Hotel in Port Moresby, and PNG Air Company, Dirio Power, and all the few to name. I swear here today in this House that none of that investment that they have invested previously, they have not declared one single dividend as of today. Antap Longan, they are now managing the 33%, the equity that belongs to people of Western Province. I also informed the House through your Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, is that they are declaring the same dividend that Ok Tedi declares and pass it through them to pass it on to the beneficiaries, the landowners, and everybody. In Tokpisin, Bamin Tokosem, Marit Antaplo Marit. It's a fun thing. How about you declaring the money by somebody makes and you pass it on? So that's the issue. MRDC consistently maintains that the role is to utilize money, no, invest. No God want the development in come up no place. So therefore,
Honourable Member, I see the importance of what you are raising. We are running short on a time of question time, so you make that short and ask your question.
So therefore, my few series of questions that I would want to raise to the Prime Minister is that question number one. Mr. Prime Minister, through you, Deputy Speaker, can you give an undertaking to this Honourable House that under your leadership you will ensure Western Province exceeds MRDC this year after the full audit? Full audit is undertaken on all the previous investments and continuing now with the 33% equity managed by MRDC as the fund manager. I would rather say that this will be Western Province 50th anniversary gift for supporting PNG's development progress through the mine for the past 40 years. Mania Nalplaman Holim na manage simia Emino Kari 1 plus something. Second question, Mr. Prime Minister, can you give an undertaking to task the Security Commission to investigate MRDC on the use of Western Province 33% equity? And the last question, Mr. Prime Minister, while on the matter about MRDC, I further take along a case about preferred area sister district called Telefomin, has been beneficiary from OTML under Telefomin Development Agreement, which they have secured an NEC endorsement for them to be paid annually 20 million development fund by OTML. Since last 5 years under your tenure, I seek clarification on this, as it's an injustice to the host North Fly District and other 3 districts of Western that do not get such direct development funding from OTML. Therefore, can you as a trustee give an undertaking by doing a honorable thing, ensuring that NEC endorses the same development funding agreement to be given to the 3 or 4 host districts in Western Province to be fair? Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I would like to thank you long Member of Not Fly, ask him this important series of questions pertaining to MRDC and Ok Tedi Mine. Firstly, me like talk. This is talk expropriation. I don't think, Mr. Speaker, I may write something. Resource. If you look at history before Papua New Guinea government, kissing this mine, 2001, then government give him indemnity long BHP, long environment, long fly river in Bagarap. Now BHP talk, if like indemnity, na mi plug war na go finish. Let me start. Long some court case, all people long fly river, you put him. Long destruction, long fly river. And so, long this court case no in progress, 2001. BHP amito me go and me giving back mine come to Ipla. But the structure of the mine, Mr. Speaker, was conveniently done in such a way under the label of sustainability and continued operating under sustainability. PNG Sustainable was stood up or created. And the mine was run with no interest and benefit for PNG, but to the trust deed arrangement arranged for PNG Sustainable. I mean, run him coming up long 2015. Me like Senablo here, me opposing government long, current opposition big party PNC. Me like put him on record, talk thank you to PNC. And kiss him this mine come back 100% block country. So I think this total expropriation, you may not can use him. I'm talking about line outside. You got right to fight to interest to you inside, but PNC government.
Minister, we have point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I think the point of order is against the statement by the Prime Minister to say that Mipla can talk expropriation. Expropriation is a word, it has a meaning by definition, and that's what occurred. It didn't mean that it was wrong, but that's what occurred. So we cannot come to Parliament and say that Mipla not can use this word because Emla line outside. It has a definition. So for the interest of the people for Papua New Guinea, those shares were expropriated back. There's nothing wrong with that, for the right reasons. So just for the purposes of appropriate record keeping, that's why we talk point of order, no can use expropriation, because that's what it was. Thank you.
Allow the Prime Minister to respond to the question.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, me no clear the word English na expropriation, so I was me using Karangi, me talk sorry long. Never long. Mereng. MRDC submitting finished report for 2019-2022. Stop law Parliament. Please kiss him na email gonna read him. Report stop finish law Parliament, report long 2019-2020, you can finish. They're in the process, and me stop also selder by trustee na ex officio. You know, me at James Marape, one blow man blow tarik at 1% sell or what. Tomorrow not man kissing Prime Minister, but stop ex officio trustee selder too. And so, but underneath law watch me currently law first report come in, law 2019 na 2020. Stop finish law handle email members of Parliament. Some of the time you minister read him na come talk look in Facebook that's on arab no talk. So but just to give you all some picture today, MRDC is a total investment body, possibly bigger than NASFund and number one super. Their total investment balance sheet sits above 14 billion kina. 14 billion kina. Deep inside, the Ok Tedi related businesses, close to 2-3 billion kina all in all, asset and balance sheet. But the exact detail the leader wants, I want to give you full assurance we'll finish that, so that he could look inside. We all could look inside, because it's a matter we represent our people. I fully understand where he's coming from. He needs to know exactly what is happening, but there's a value for money in being with MRDC or not. On the other question he asked, whether we can give him commitment or exceed him MRDC. This is not a commitment that Prime Minister alone can give. It is it's a company. There's a subjective process. Today, as we speak, because we've asked Ok Tedi Mine to look into ways to extend our mine, Ok Tedi has confirmed that they've given 20 more years to life in the mine. This demands review in the mine operation. The governor, whilst he's in our government, has been a strong voice for Western Province. He's been asking strongly, vigorously for a review that gives greater respect to the people of Western Province in respect to not just the historic past contribution Ok Tedi has made since 1984, but as we put on 20 more years to Ok Tedi, how does Ok Tedi benefit in terms of equity, royalty, compensation, and the just due that is befitting of a great resource contributor to our country. So I want to assure the member that the process, whether to exit MRDC or not, is not subjected to James Marape or the Prime Minister. It is subjected to a process where the consultation does take place. Him as leader of his people, and all those who are in MROT or all the other two companies, as part of the review, they can say we want to exit MRDC. If the majority agree they want to exit MRDC, I don't think there's anything that could stop us, again, subject to the due process and the people's wishes through the due processes. I want to also, his reference to Ok Tedi, that agreement in 1984 does acknowledge Telefomin, I beg your pardon, agreement with respect to Telefomin. The agreement in 1984 does acknowledge Telefomin District. Of course, Telefomin is part of the greater Mine people in that central west part of our country. And so the 1984 agreement does acknowledge Telefomin as a special district that has an association with the Mine people in the Ok Tedi mine area and the impact areas. That has not been properly, the benefit that they are supposed to gain in as far as participating in the mine has not been properly disbursed to them for over many years. And since we took office, we reconciled this, we made commitment. Because they are not beneficiary to equity, they're not beneficiary directly to royalty. But as people of the same area, they're supposed to have some sort of ex gratia or support, and so we've reconciled this to a cabinet process. But again, when we go to the extension of 20-year mine extension consultation, the Western Province people, the associate people in and around the periphery of the mine area has a right to bid in the new mine consultation that will take place.
Honorable Member, what's your point of order?
I want to correct the statement by the Prime Minister. The history in the record books is that there were two agreements signed when the mine started. It's called Telefomin Development Agreement and Kyunga Lake Mari Development Agreement. So the two didn't eventuate, and only recently when we activated Telefomin came on board. But we are saying that why not activate the two same time? Thank you.
Honorable Member, I'll allow the Prime Minister to complete the reply to your question. Prime Minister.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, if the member cares to allow me to complete, this will be answered, and he has the opportunity to do a point of order after I'm retired from this question. But in any case, so part of the entire review we're looking at this. Ok Tedi is the biggest contributor to our country as far as mine is concerned, consistently since 1984, and we will not be ignorant to all these things. They're now giving us 20 more years, and people in that area deserves a total envelope of support from us. But talking about funding, the good member is asking as if his district has not been supported with funding. I want to put that we will conduct an investigation into how a 700 million kina funding that was sitting there when I became finance minister in 2012, funding parked under CMCA funds and non-CMCA funds, This fund has been totally depleted, and we will call for a review. Some of these funds may have found its way into North Fly District. Some of these funds may have found its way into South Fly District, or into Delta District, or into Western Province, or into every Tom, Dick, and Harry who were flying in and out of Western Province. So we will check. 700 million kina worth of development should be on the ground in these areas. When I was finance minister, there were people shopping around for us to concoct the trust instrument, and I put a stop to all these trust instruments that would give an indication that these funds is to be used elsewhere. This is an infrastructure fund. As a result of the trust deed in shutting down the mine in 2001, those funds were accumulated for Western Province. Not Telefomin, not other areas, but Western Province. And so we will check, Mr. Deputy Speaker, through you, the member, it is only fair when we look into Western Province, we leave no stone unturned in everything in totality. So when we go to the new 20 years, including MRDC, whether there's a need for them to maintain relations with MRDC or go on their own, the leaders did, we leave no stone unturned. So the 20 years of extended Ok Tedi life, Ok Tedi and Western Province and surrounding areas get to know that they've truly hosted a world-class mine. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.